Yo, what's up guys, this is my 1 to 99 smithing guide. In this guide I'm going to show you the fastest ways that you can get to 99 smithing, as well as some ways that you can actually make some money from smithing as well. First of all, as always, we're going to start off by showing you some useful items. First one is this blacksmith's outfit, and this is obtained from Treasure Hunter. There are 5 pieces that you have to collect, and each piece gives you a 1% XP boost. If all the pieces are worn at the same time, it will give you a total of a 6% XP boost instead of a 5% XP boost. Now obviously there's no real way to earn this, you have to get pretty lucky on Treasure Hunter if you want to get the full set. So yeah, if you have any pieces just lying around in your bank, just make sure to wear them when you're training. Next up we have the Scroll of Efficiency, and this requires 55 smithing and dungeoneering. This can be bought with 20,000 tokens from that reward vendor outside of Daemonheim. And what this does is when smithing an item that costs at least 3 bars, there's a chance that it will save 1 bar. So obviously, as you can tell, this is very useful, especially if you're going to be using bars that are quite expensive. So if you have 20,000 tokens lying around, or if you think that it might not take too long to get 20,000 tokens, I highly suggest getting this. Next up we have Goldsmith Gauntlets, and these are obtained from the Family Crest quest. And what these do is, instead of getting 22.5 XP when you smelt gold ore into gold bars, you get 56.2 XP instead. So obviously, as you can tell, that is a huge bump in XP. That is more than double when you want to smelt gold ore. The reason I'm mentioning these as a useful item is because I'm going to recommend a training method later on, and in order to do that training method you're going to need these. However, please bear in mind that these gauntlets give no XP during double XP weekend. So if you're thinking that normally you're going to be getting 56.2 XP, you're going to double that to like 112 XP, you're wrong. I think you'll get like 70 XP in total, since the double XP will only double the original amount. Mauritania Legs 2 are also a very useful item, especially when you want to smith cannonballs, because if you smith cannonballs in Port Phasmattis whilst you have these equipped, you will smith them twice as fast. So this pretty much means that you'll make double the money that you would have earned if you did not have them on. A portable forge is probably the most useful item available to you when you are smithing, because this gives you a 10% chance of saving each of the bars that you are using. So let's say you're smelting a plate body and that requires 5 bars, you will have a 10% chance to save each and every bar. So using this portable forge along with this Scroll of Efficiency will save you a lot of money. And the best thing about portable forges is that you don't even have to buy them yourself. You can just join the Friends Chat Portables, and then in there just ask where the forge is, and then they will point you in the right direction as to where it is. Next up we have the Sacred Clay Hammers, and these are obtained from the Stealing Creation minigame. Each of these hammers contain 23,450 bonus XP. This bonus XP works exactly the same as normal bonus XP would, and you can get around 3 of these an hour if you are really good at it. I'm not going to show you how to play the Stealing Creation minigame in this guide, but I will link a guide in the description in case you want to play it, and then obviously you can save money if you get a lot of these hammers. And the last useful item that I'm going to be mentioning is Varrock Armor. Varrock Armor gives you an increased chance to smelt double ore. If you only have Varrock Armor 1, this will only work in the Edgeville furnace. The higher level Varrock Armors will work in other furnaces as well. Varrock Armor 2 and above have a chance of smithing items faster, and the Varrock Armor 3 and 4 have an increased chance to smith faster. For those of you that want to know, that is a 10% increase. So yeah, as you can tell, if you do have this, your smithing XP per hour will be increased slightly. Also, if you have the Blacksmith's outfit and the Varrock Armor and you're wondering which one to wear, just wear the Blacksmith's outfit, because the top of the Blacksmith's outfit will give you the effects of the Varrock Armor 2. So that's it for the useful items. Time to get into the actual leveling. From 1 to 29, you want to get this from completing the Knight Sword quest. This is a fairly short quest, but you do need 10 mining in order to do it. Also, make sure you buy 1 red berry pie and 2 iron bars from the Grand Exchange before you start this quest, because you're going to need these throughout the quest, and it will be a lot easier for you if you have them on you, rather than having to go all the way to the Grand Exchange once you've already started it. Also, make sure you have a pickaxe in your tool belt and have activated the Falador and Port Sarim lodestones. This will just make it a lot easier for you to get around the map. From 29 to 30, you just want to get this by smithing some bronze scimitars. It doesn't really matter what bronze item that you smith. I just recommended bronze scimitars because you don't get much of a loss on this one. Every time you smith a scimitar, you will get 25 XP, and the XP per hour doesn't really matter since you'll get this fairly quickly. And as I said before, this is just a small loss. Once you get 30, you can make your way over to the Artisan's workshop. You are going to need a lot of iron ores for this, because each bar is made from 12 ores. Now I know that might sound expensive, but each bar will give you 240 XP, and that is if you're not following the guy's orders. I will show you what that means in a minute. And 264 if you are following the guy's orders. This method will get you 90k to 100k XP an hour, and you will lose around 18 GP per XP on this. Now yeah, I know this is a lot of money, because if you wanted to get 100,000 XP, that will cost you 1.8 mil, and that is just some money that people don't have. So I'm going to explain these fast and expensive methods first, and then later on in the video I'm actually going to show you how you can profit and get quite a bit of XP from smithing. So as for the Artisans workshop, once you get there you want to deposit all your ores into here, and then withdraw your ores as the ingot number 3. Make sure it's number 3 and not number 1, because number 1 will give you a lot less XP, and obviously if you're doing this method you want to get the fastest XP that you can. Once you have your ingots, just make your way over to the anvil, and now this is where we come to what I said before. As you can see in the top left there is an order, and the order can either tell you to make a helm, chestplate, gauntlets or boots. Now whether you want to follow the order is completely up to you. If you do follow the order you will gain 10% more XP, but if you choose not to follow the order this will become a lot more AFK, since a full inventory of ingots takes a little over 4 minutes in order to complete, so you'll just have to be moving every 4 minutes. However, if you do want to follow the order you're going to have to stop smithing, then change whatever you're making in the bottom right to fit the order, and then carry on smithing again. If I recall correctly, the current order will change every 5 or 6 pieces of armor that you smith, so you are going to have to be changing it quite frequently. So as I said, it's pretty much up to you whether you decide to follow the order or not. Once you have completed your inventory, just deposit the armor into here, and then just go and collect more ingots and then just repeat the process. From 45 to 60, also in the Artisans workshop, you want to be using steel this time, and with steel you will be getting 354 XP per bar and 390 if you are following the order, and this will get you 125k to 140k XP per hour. For each steel ingot that you want to make, you're going to need 9 iron ores and 17 coal. Now I know this might sound like a lot, but this is actually cheaper than making iron ingots, since with iron ingots it was 18 GP per XP and this is around 17 GP per XP. So surprisingly it's cheaper and you'll be getting more XP per hour, so just make sure that you bring a lot of ores in order for you to get your levels. From 60 to 70, also in the Artisans workshop, we are going to be working with MITHRIL this time. You will be getting 404 XP per bar if you're not following orders and 444 if you are, and you will be getting 150k to 165k XP an hour. In order to make a MITHRIL ingot you need 6 MITHRIL ores and 24 coal ores. Now once again I know this might sound like a lot, but making MITHRIL ingots is a lot cheaper GP per XP than steel and iron. As I just said, with steel it is around 17 GP per XP, but with MITHRIL it's only 13 GP per XP. So for some reason making MITHRIL is a lot cheaper than making steel. So yeah, I guess this just makes it a lot better at high levels. And lastly, in the Artisans workshop, you are going to be working with adamant. You will get 568 XP per bar if you are not following orders and 624 if you are, and you will get 215k to 230k XP an hour. The XP per GP is relatively similar to MITHRIL, it's only a bit more expensive than MITHRIL, and yeah, there really isn't much to say about this. It's just a really good viable method of getting 99 smithing. However, it isn't the fastest. If you want the fastest method of getting to 99 smithing, then you should be making adamant plate bodies. You can make these adamant plate bodies from 88 all the way up to 99, and you will get 312 XP every time you make one, and the XP per hour that you will be getting from this will be around 350k to 370k. You want to be smithing these adamant plate bodies on a portable forge, and like I mentioned before, you don't have to use your own portable forge. You can just go to the clan chat portables, and then just ask in there if anyone has a portable forge out, and then some people should respond telling you where there is one. Also, in order to make the banking process a lot faster, you should set up some bank presets. If you don't know what a bank preset is, basically in this case we're just going to tell it to withdraw an inventory full of adamant bars, and it will do that within a click of a button on your keyboard. You can just see it working on screen now. If you want to know how to set up a bank preset, I've made a bank preset video in the past, I'll link that in the description, and then you can just follow the guide that I've made on it there. Now it's time to get into a couple of methods that will actually help you make money whilst you're smithing, and also give you some smithing XP as well. The first one we're going to be looking at is making cannonballs, and this can be done at level 35 smithing. You will get 25 XP every time you smith a bar, and you will get either 13k XP per hour or 25k XP per hour depending on whether you have Mauritania legs 2, and also the profit that you're going to be making is around 450k XP an hour if you do not have Mauritania legs 2, and around 900k if you do. In order to make cannonballs, you have to have completed the Dwarf Cannon quest, and this will give you the ammo mold that you need to make them. The quest is really short, it only takes around 5 to 10 minutes, so if you're looking for a money making method whilst training up your smithing as well, I would highly recommend doing this. Next up is an incredibly popular way of training smithing, and that is smelting gold ore. You'll gain 56.2 XP every time you smith them, and obviously this is with the goldsmith gauntlets, and doing this you will gain 80 to 85k XP an hour. Not only will you be getting such a high amount of XP an hour, but you'll also be making quite a bit of money as well. Gold bars cost more or less double the price of gold ore right now, so you'll essentially be doubling any money that you invest into gold ore. And as I mentioned, the XP per hour is still insane, especially since smithing is considered such an expensive skill. On the topic of gold ore, you can also superheat gold ore, but this will not make you any money, instead you will lose some money, but this will boost the XP per hour that you get up to 115k to 120k, and on top of that you'll also be getting around 130k magic XP per hour as well. So this is just another great method of training some smithing, especially if you also want that juicy magic XP as well. Essentially you'll be getting over 240k XP per hour combined, and it really doesn't cost that much money in order to do this. So if you want to do this, just drag the superheat item spell onto your action bar and assign it to a key that it's easier for you to press. For this example, I assigned it to my C key, and then all you have to do is press whatever key you assigned it to, and then just spam the gold ores. As you can see, this method is very click intensive, so that is why I recommended the Artisans workshop first, because I'm assuming a lot of RS players actually prefer the AFK method like me. Now there is one more thing that you can smelt in order to get some smithing XP, and that is these corrupted ores. You get these corrupted ores by mining Seren stones in Prif, and these corrupted ores cannot be bought or traded with other players, so that means you're going to have to mine them yourself. So if you're planning on going for 99 mining and 99 smithing at the same time, then I'd highly suggest training on these corrupted ores if you're going for 99 mining first, and then using the ores afterwards to train your smithing up. You will get either 150 or 180 XP every time you smelt one, and this all depends on if the buff is active in the district that you're in. You can smelt around 1,500 of these an hour, and this equates to 225k or 275k, again depending on whether the buff is active in your district or not. So that is it. Hopefully this guide gave you the knowledge that you need in order to train up your smithing, and as always, thank you for watching, subscribe if you're new, and peace!